What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Drakes, and you know this guy that I'm with. You see him in that side of the camera. It's everyone's favorite privateer rider. It's the one guy that people just line up for on the block. It's the guy that you constantly see on social media, just wheeling through whoops like it's nothing. It's the one and only. It's Mr. Cade Clason. What's up, Cade?
Double D. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm excited because we're doing something new.
We're doing something new. I just love how you didn't bother to introduce yourself.
Well, I mean, am I the big draw? I know I got the face for it, but am I the draw, or is it this fantastical rider with the accolades?
You're right. Nobody's coming here to listen to you.
They're just here to look at the good looks, man.
Of me.
Dude. I'm excited, dude. Cade, tell these wonderful people who are watching what we're all about. And before you do that, we got to give a quick mention to the people that made this all possible, the great brand that is Partzilla. Guys, check out them for all of your OEM and accessory needs. They've been a huge supporter of the PRMX team and so many other racers that you love. And they're a supporter of the collective. They're a supporter of what Cade and I have going on. And we highly recommend them. Great people, great customer service. Make sure you guys head over to partzilla.com to get all of your accessory and OEM needs. Cade, what is this? What are we doing, dude?
Whose idea was this? Was this your idea or was this my idea?
I think it was your idea, dude. It definitely was not mine.
So everyone tells me I needed a podcast. Just so many people apparently like to listen to me talk nonsense.
Like ASMR,
but I didn't
lulls you to sleep,
Yeah, I guess. So, but I didn't want to just be like any other podcast. I wanted to kind of just find a niche that I thought was a little open, that people didn't really have access to. There's all these different riders and people out there that have their podcasts and have whatever, and they talk about the race, and that's what it is. But the one thing I think the sport is drastically missing is not drastically, because no one's dying without listening to you and I talk about shit inside of a race team, but
right.
Is a podcast form of like a vlog almost of behind the scenes for what teams actually are doing and what they go through and what it takes to actually run one of these race teams. I've been a part of the PRMX team for God knows how many years, 5 years, something like that. So I have a very good relationship with Julian, the longest standing guy on the team. Seems like everybody just comes and goes, and Jules and we just keep on trucking.
Just click, dude. Just
click. So yeah, I want to give people an inside look into the race team, and more like a behind the scenes thing, right? And this is going to be video, but we're hoping audio is obviously the biggest hit, I think, but we're going to be everywhere. We're going to be YouTube, Spotify, Apple Pod. Did you figure that out today, by the way?
Yeah, we got it. We got it
okay.
Going.
Cool.
Yeah, we're solid. Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be Dave and I, but we're mostly going to be taking someone new from the team every single week. Whether that's our team manager, Craig, the riders, a mechanic, the suspension guy. Hoping to get Jesse, our motor guy, in at some point in time, which would be great because I've actually only met him one time, and he's been the motor guy basically the whole time I've been there. So him and Jules just work hand in hand together. So I want to get, inside scoops into the kind of the shit show that is a race team, because I think a lot of people assume that it's this well-oiled business. Yes. And it's not, not. Dave, you've been around all the teams, and
for sure,
you've been through the rigs of factory rigs down to, Greco's van. And it's amazing the similarities that they all have and the slight differences. And I think we're going to get a lot of cool takes on what actually happens inside a race team.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the biggest things that shocked me and shocks a lot of people when we get them through the program, or they get hired on from like, I used to work at a dealership. But I'm thinking of someone like Steve, like one of the mechanics for PRMX, like working in the dealership, thinking like, oh, dude, it's all glitz and glamour. Like all these racers, all the Cade Clasons, all the, Grecos, and all these guys, they make millions of dollars. They're all, they're all just like for superstars, sure. You know what I mean? And to a sense, you guys are, but like it's such an eye opener when you go into these rigs and you see like, holy crap, like it's not as like well oiled of a machine. I think you guys, it's impossible to be a well oiled machine. There's just too many variables that comes into running a team and managing all of these riders, and every rider's managing their own thing. It's impossible unless you're Jesus. You can't make it. You can't make it work. So it's amazing to see how all of these balls are in the air being juggled, and like you, all the prep and all of the heartache, but and all the passion, the blood, sweat, and tear, all of this stuff that literally happens, dude. It's absolutely insane. It's one of the biggest eye openers for anyone that hops into the industry or is new to a role within the industry, man. It's big. Like you being on the pro side, you see a different perspective than the rest of us. What was one of the biggest eye openers for you when you first turned pro, Cade? Because it's different when you're like Loretta's deal and you're coming up through like getting your pro points and stuff. Like, what was one of the biggest shocks for you when you went pro?
I don't think it was that crazy of a shock, but like just going racing every single weekend. There's so many amateur kids that, you know, they're great riders, but they race every couple months. You know, they don't really hit the local races because when they do, they win by, you know, 30, 40 seconds. It's not even really a race for them. So they only race when they go to the nationals. Yeah. And there's only maybe 3 or 4 kids that are even in their realm of skill set if they're winning.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it was for me. Like once I started to get good, like I was getting 3rd to 6th every week anywhere I went. But I was only racing maybe once a month. But now, like first year pro, dude, you get thrown right into the East Coast. You're racing 8 weeks or 8 times in 10 weeks against, and there was good dudes every single week. And you're racing against guys that, like, in reality, I show up and I'm like, who the heck is this guy? Like, who am I battling right now? And, you know, if you're not entrenched in it, it's tough. But not just that, but like, okay, you fly to the race, you race, you fly home. Well, guess what? You're right back to training. You train all week. And, you know, then you get on a plane and you fly back to the next race. And time management as, you know, a 16, 18-year-old kid is tough when you're doing all that crap. You don't have the social life that you thought you would. And it's funny now. I was just talking about this with somebody, but like we used to go to after parties after the race and then go
and then hop on a flight at 6 a.m.
and then hop on a flight and go home. And like when I was 18, like I wasn't tired. And now I'm like, if I did that, dude, I would be torched. I'd be torched,
dude,
bro.
I remember San Diego with AJ one year, dude. And Cade, honestly, dude, you might have been with us or something. I can't even remember, dude.
Was just he like on the Suzuki number 64?
Maybe it was a little after that. I think it was after the Suzuki days. But dude, we were like, oh yeah, let's go get some food, and like we're at like all these after hours places, just chilling, hanging out. I don't know if you remember Mike from Maxis, or so not Mike, sorry, Chris from Maxis. Like came over, dude. He's on the dance floor with us. We're having a blast, and like we're like, oh, dude, it's 3 a.m. I got a flight in like 3 hours. Oh, let's go back and catch an hour worth of sleep. I'm like, could you imagine doing that now, dude?
No,
like
no, I don't do that.
Oh,
I go to sleep. I'm too old.
Dude. Yeah. After that, we're getting food and I'm crashing at the hotel, dude. Honestly, but it just kind of going back. But yeah, it's it really is amazing to me that like all of the stuff that happens behind the scenes of a team and like what you see when you go to a race as like a just an avid fan. It's crazy, man. I'm excited that we get a chance to pick your brain and see your perspective through your lens on how that all breaks down, and get to talk to some figures and faces at the races that have all of these different roles, and they can tell you like it is. What's one topic that you're like super stoked on people understanding or learning more about within like this, behind the scenes ethos?
I think just like the difference in every rider and how everybody has to kind of deal with every situation a little bit differently. Like, when we talk to Mitchell, right, his idea of how a team should be ran and how his off season went is going to be drastically different than say Liam, who's a, what is it? SMX Next? What the hell is that class called?
Yeah. They change it every year.
Yeah, exactly. And all that shit. So, they're going to have very different opinions versus mine, who, Liam's what, 17, something like that, 18. I don't know. I don't even know the kid. And to be honest, I think a lot of people who watch Supercross don't know who he is either. They're not going to know like in depth about him. Like they might know like, oh, this Liam Olaf kid, he raced futures a couple times last year, but like who actually is he and what does he deal with? So that I'm excited about. And like seeing how his first year of training for a Supercross season, like I just went to Florida and went through a few days of the program with him, and he's riding really good. But like, what's it actually like? You know, he's living with Mitchell. So that's got to be interesting, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to just dive into, because just to kind of get an insight on everything, right? And the idea behind this is we're going to keep it loose. And I've already told Julian we're gonna break some rules. We're gonna talk about some things that probably shouldn't be talked about at some point. You know, when someone blows up a motor, we're gonna say what happened. We're not gonna say, oh, he had an electrical issue. You know, we're gonna talk about the faults, and people make mistakes and parts break. And you know, I'm not gonna sit here and say X part sucks and I'm not gonna put it on my motorcycle anymore, because shit just breaks sometimes.
Yeah, dude, this is motorsports.
Yeah,
like that's
who cares?
Stuff breaks.
People get so offended when their part breaks, and it's like, oh, you can't tell someone that my part broke. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, if I fall, do you expect me to go, oh, I didn't fall? I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
that wasn't me.
You know, that wasn't me. Like, what do you mean? I wouldn't fall over. But like, you know, if it's somebody else's fault, like, why can't we call them out? And I'm not saying I'm calling them out like it's their fault. Like,
no,
shit just happens.
Just talking about it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at what a motorcycle is, dude. It's literally explosions happening like so many times a minute, dude. It's insane. Yeah. It's heat, it's metal, it's grit, it's just so much crap, dude. Yeah, it's gonna happen no matter what.
I said that someone's bike broke the other day, and it actually wasn't one of my teammates, but they were like just all mad about it, and they're just like, it's so stupid. And I'm like, dude, do you have any idea how many things have to go right just for us to do this? Like the amount of insane things that could happen to make it all just fall apart. So it's cool that, you know, we're going to get that inside kind of, I wouldn't say inside scoop, but like behind the scenes, like we're going to break some shit down. We're going to get yelled at. The goal is to piss Julian off at least once a show with something we say. Yeah.
It's out of love. It's out of love, you know?
We're going to save him for a later episode, though. So I think we're going to do Craig first. I think Craig will be a good, because Craig Reese is team manager. So the hope is each time we do an episode, we're going to know who we do next, so we can ask for fan questions. So just as a heads up, if you actually listen to this pilot episode, we DM me any questions you might have for our team manager, any questions you might have for me. I know you're not going to have any questions for Dave, but whatever, send them to me, and we're going to pick a few each week. My mechanic quit today, so that's cool.
No way.
Yeah, it's great. I was just talking to Julian last night. Was like, hey, like, could we send Austin up to my house for a week? Because I'm the only one who doesn't live there, right? So I go like once a month for like a week or something, or ride with the guys. They work on my bike, all that jazz. Just because like I'm older, I have a house, like I can't move to Florida. Like my wife has a job. It's a whole thing. I can't be Mitchell, whose wife just rides his coattails. Like, it just doesn't work that way. You know, I don't make enough money for that.
Oh, goodness.
But I'm just kidding. I got to give Mitchell a hard time, especially Madison. But anyway, so yeah, I get to live up here. So then he calls me this morning, like 7:30. He's like, hey man, Austin's not coming. And I'm thinking he just pulled the plug, has crap for him to do. And I'm like, I start out mad. And then he goes, he quit. And then I got really sad.
Oh no.
So now I got to find a new mechanic. Sucks, dude. I'm so over it. Like, it's hard because I keep it's not like they're not quitting because they don't like me. At least they don't say that. And they don't say that to the team. That Austin and I actually asked for each other because we worked together a little bit last year. So don't blame me for this. It's not my fault.
I'll try it on.
Yeah. But like they just grind, and sometimes they just get burnt out, and like sometimes they get burnt out really fast. And you know that as well as anybody. But like I don't know, dude. Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me because these dudes are like, oh, this is what I want to do. Like, they went to school for it. Like, Mitchell's mechanic, him and
Mm-hmm.
Austin started working for the team at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell's mechanic worked for Mitchell all year. And at the end of the year, he got an offer to go work for Pro Circuit. And that's where he's at now. Like, maybe 6 months, halfway through Supercross to the end of outdoors, he worked for a privateer team. Now he's at PC. Like, that's literally how long it takes if you do a good job.
Yeah. I tell people that all the time. It's like, it's just like when you when you turn pro or when you bump up in class, going from C to B, B to A, whatever, it's gonna suck a little bit at first, just getting used to the new speed or the new regimen or the new this and that. But man, like you'd be so surprised how quickly you get acclimated and you start getting boom pushed to the top. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, it can happen so fast, especially a role like
all these
that.
fucking teams need mechanics, dude. Like, it happens all over the place, and it just sucks. It's hard to find good dudes that want to grind and that you can have a good relationship, that just don't do a bunch of drugs and they don't just party all the time. Like, it is hard to find dudes that do that.
They're reliable.
Yeah, and like I have to trust them, right?
Yeah,
like I have to put. Like, they have to work on my bike and I have to know they're doing a good job so that I don't, hurt myself. That's a big thing.
So how is it for you as a rider when you get a new mechanic? How do you start to build that rapport, that trust, so that, when they're talking to you on the gate or they're, working on your bike in between quick practice and stuff like that you guys have that bond? Like, how do you start to develop that? Because I feel like a lot of riders, dude, they get a new guy every season, or it's, hey, I've got him for East Coast, and then we go outdoors, and it's another guy. Like, how do you start to even build that relationship?
Just takes time, bro. It really does. Especially with new guys, I'm like, dude, just when we get to the gate, just leave me alone. Don't bother me, because you're gonna say some shit, and it's either gonna go good or you're gonna annoy me, and then it's just gonna piss me off. So. I've had new mechanics. They come down and they're like trying to hype me up, and I'm like, I'm not the hype up guy. That's not. That is not me, dude. I don't need you slapping my shoulders and going, "Let's go." It's just like, can you not right now? I'm trying to think about the things that I need to do to do my job, and not this nonsense.
Dude, I've got Tomac right here. I've got Webb right here. Leave me alone. I'm freaking out. Please.
You're embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
But yeah, it's just tough, right? To find someone that makes that connection and that you kind of work well with. But I don't know. I've been doing it long enough. Like, as long as I see them competently doing things, like if I see them doing things like super weird, the worst is like when I'm like, hey, I think you're doing this wrong, and I try to talk to them about it, and then they tell me I'm wrong, and I'm like, bitch, like, I've been doing this for a long time, and I know how it's supposed to be done, and this and that. One time I had a guy, I was like, hey bro, like, you're supposed to do every third spoke when you check spokes, and he was checking every other one. Nope, every other. So he was staying on one side and then doing the other. I'm like, what is this guy doing right now? Yeah, pull the whole wheel to one side. I'm like, broski. And it was like this debate, and I'm like, I don't know what we're debating right now. Like, use common sense really quick for me. Just think about it. And so, but like, that shit just happens sometimes. So you got to find someone who's like willing to admit, like, oh yeah, maybe I am wrong, and stuff like that, because I'm wrong all the time, all the time. And I love like debating and arguing shit. So like, even sometimes, like, this is a real problem that I have. You can ask my wife, but I'll be like, oh yeah, dude, the sky's blue. And she'll be like, it's pretty gray today. And I'll look up and it'll be pretty gray. And I'm like, yeah, but like, it's really blue.
never concede, dude. Never concede.
No,
never. That's so good. Yeah. It's a tough arena. Like, what, in your mind, what would be your ideal mechanic? If you could build your own mechanic to stay with you season after season, race after race, no matter what, like, what would be your ideal mechanic? What attributes, what skills, like, what makes a good tech for you?
I don't know. Clean, on time, has my back, but knows when to tell me that I'm being a fucking idiot. Has like a basic understanding of riding. So like when I'm like doing track walk with him, or like Craig's in the stands and he's like, hey, tell Cade he needs to do this triple. He knows how to tell me to do that, like what lane it's in, and like basic understanding of English to be like, hey, rhythm 2 triple. Like I would get it. You know what I mean? You know, for practice and stuff like that. So they're, yeah, I mean, I feel like most of the mechanics, like mechanically, they do a pretty good job. Yeah. You know, and I think they all have different quirks. Like some guys are really good at making the bike super shiny. Other guys lack in that department, but like their skills of actually working on the bike are better. So I don't know, man. My biggest thing is I'm like, be on time, have a halfway decent attitude, and don't be afraid to just grind, because it is a grind.
It's a grind. It's nonstop. Who would you say has been your favorite mechanic you've worked with over the years?
Oh, that's tough, because a lot of them are still my friend. I don't know.
Or like stand out. I mean, I feel like you attract really like solid people around you, like friend wise, mechanic, like all of you and AJ are really good for that, for attracting like really solid people around you guys. But like, who's been like the standout? Because obviously a lot of them are your friends. It's hard not to be, you know, your friend, unfortunately.
I think, okay.
Who would you say stands out?
Joe Kremko had my back more than anybody ever.
Joe's the man, dude.
Joe's my guy. Hey, the biggest issue with Joe was his financial planning was atrocious.
He's pretty young. I didn't like the beard. The beard throws me off. Also,
and the hair, the beard,
the hair, the beard, and the hair. Do you know that he's like secretly fast? Like he's a really good rider.
No, he's really good,
dude. Like he's really good. It threw me for a loop, dude. Yeah. I watched him ride one day. I'm like, why are you wrenching? It's like, dude, line up, dude. What are you doing?
Easy.
Dude, see, I got faith in our friends, so excuse me.
Stop. And then Nate Rega was really good too. He was probably my most organized and like most polished mechanic I ever had. He was young too. Came straight from MMI. And then probably Zach Douglas was also. Zach was probably the best mechanically inclined mechanic I ever had. Gotcha. He used to work, and then after me, he worked for somebody else pro, and then he went to work for Twisted for like many years. And then he does his own motor business. I think he actually does the motors for the Bubba Pauly's team. I don't know what they changed the name of that team to.
Oh, the International Supercross race team.
Sure, that one.
Yeah,
that one.
I like those guys.
So yeah, those are probably my top 3.
Yeah, I think Joe for me is a standout. I did like learning French from Freddie, though. I will say that
Freddie was a good dude. I like Freddie.
That was
Freddie helped me build my van.
Really?
Yeah,
it's good dude. I learned a bunch of French, so that was cool. I've since forgotten it, obviously, but
me too.
You know,
I've rode for Julian for 5 years, and I still don't know any French.
That's what I don't understand, is how he does not put you guys in mandatory French prep. Like, you have to pick up something.
Yeah. No, we don't. We're all just dumb. I don't know if you know that or not. We're all pretty fucking stupid.
Oh my gosh.
So that's hilarious. That's about that. But
yeah. So you're kind of heavy into, like, we call this off-season boot camp. A lot of people call it the boot camp setup. I know one part of the team, obviously, being inside the rig, is the riders. Like, I kind of want to dig in a little bit and find out like what it really looks like to be like behind the scenes for this off season. Like, what's your perspective look like when you're trying to not just build your program, but build yourself for this upcoming season? And I say that because what I'm most impressed about with a lot of privateers, yourself included, is not that you guys go fast every year. Yeah, you're all fast, right? What impresses me is the year over year improvements on speed. Anyone can go fast, you know, there's a billion fast guys, but the improvement year over year, that 1% or 2% that keeps you in the top 15, the top 20, or whatever it is, because everyone gets faster every year. The pace just gets faster and faster. And the guys that manage to do that little percent increase to keep up with, we'll call it speed inflation, it amazes me. So like what does your off season look like? How do you keep doing that?
Well, the hard part is like using that at the right time, right? Like managing your off season so that you're at your best when you actually go racing. I think too often so many guys peak like in December and then they start racing, and then by the end of January they're like flat on their face and they're not having fun anymore. Mm-hmm. For me, I look at boot camp like a slow build, and I want to be at my absolute best like come the end of January, so that way I'm kind of riding that high for a couple weeks through February, and then you kind of flatten out, March, April. I mean, you got to think about that. Like, there's no way you can stay at your best all year. You're going to have lulls and you're going to have days where like you don't want to ride. And I had that come the end of last year. Like I got super sick, not super sick. I was just super deflated. Mm-hmm. My body was just beat. I got hurt, did everything I could to come back, and then started training outdoors, and I was behind the 8 ball and I was just grinding out motos. And then all of a sudden I hit a wall and I couldn't do 15 minutes anymore. So like I took a ton of time off through the summer. Like I crashed the day before I left for Washougal. Mm-hmm. And I did not fix my motorcycle until like the end of September.
What?
Yeah. Don't tell Julian that. But yeah, I didn't want anything to do with a dirt bike, really. Yeah. I was so over it. I was so burnt out. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as I started riding again, like I was like, holy shit, like I'm having so much fun. And I was so bad. And I'm riding with like Voland and mm-hmm. Cody Schock and KP and these dudes. And they're all been training. Mm-hmm. They've already rode the Supercross track that we're on. And I'm just getting fried. Like fried. But like I'm still having fun. And that was the goal, was bringing that back. And now when we're doing these 50, 55, 60 lap days, like even though it's really hard and like the speed's slowly coming back and the fitness is coming back, but like even when I'm fried, I get back to the van and I'm like, damn, dude, like today was fun. Yeah. Like it was actually fun. And it was just like, it felt good to do it. So like it sucks when boot camp sucks is what I'm basically trying to say.
Yeah. Yep.
So trying to get through that and mentally just like find the fun and the suck through the boot camp is a big part, because when you're just suffering through it, that's no good. But on the flip side, like some guys, and I see this all the time, like you hear the flying at the test track guys, mm-hmm. and they're like, oh, the homie's flying at the test track and this is December 1st. Mm-hmm. And then they get to A1 and they are no good. It's like, oh, okay, well, that means they're good at a practice. They're either good at a practice track or they peaked way too early, And that's the other big thing is like, I think so many of these guys, like if you put like me and Dean Wilson on a practice track together, we're probably going to be the same speed.
Yeah.
Right. But if you put us on a racetrack together, like 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10,
I appreciate the update.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Dean's going to beat me. I've beaten Dean before. Just, it doesn't happen very often. But you get my point, right? And so that's another thing too, is managing expectations coming in, mm-hmm. Like before outdoor started last year, I went down to Florida to ride with the guys, and watching Jack and Mitchell ride, I was like, holy shit, dude. Like Jack was flying. Jack passed Tom Vial in a moto.
Ooh.
Yeah. And Mitchell was going the same speed as Chase. And I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, where am I? Am I in the Spideyverse right now?
Yeah, right. Twilight Zone or something.
Yeah. And then we went to the race. They went to the race. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure Jack didn't qualify for Paula.
Yeah.
And Mitchell qualified like 30th. And I'm like, why?
So, yeah. Do you have any insight into why that happens? Because we hear it.
Yeah, they're fucking head cases.
Is it just the head case?
Because
we
show
hear it
up
from like even the factory guys, like, oh, dude, you got to see Malcolm this year. RJ's going to be flying, or hey, AP's the fastest we've ever seen anyone go over the whoops or whatever. And then we go to A1 or first outdoors, and they're like, yeah, they're going good, but like, what happened to the dude that I thought we heard about? You know what I mean? What is it all just mental?
Yeah, it is, dude. And I think part of it is like racetracks are different than practice tracks. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when you prep a practice track over and over and over again, they get flatter, they get easier to ride. And that's why they get easier to flow. But when you get to the racetrack, like there's no flow.
Zero flow, dude. Yeah.
And everything's notchy, and you're basically like starting and stopping constantly. And some guys, like the guys who can make an unflowy track flow, are usually the most successful at that. So I don't know, man. I think it just takes time to kind of build through it. Like I ride with these guys and they might be faster than me, and I'll be like, all right, let's see it on Saturday.
Yeah.
And even in outdoors, right? Like I said, I went to Jack's and I was 5 seconds slower than Jack and Mitchell. But we got to the race and Mitchell said this to me. He goes, hey, Cade, I know we're outdoors right now. So if you need anything or you need any help, like just let me know. And I looked at him and I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are right now? Like,
I love that, dude.
And he out-qualified me by 1/10 of a second. 1/10 of a second. Oof. And I looked at him and I'm like, fucking outdoors, huh? It's crazy. Crazy concept. And he's like, bro, you're way better than you were in Florida. I was like, you ride there every day.
Dude.
Like, who do you think you are right now?
I was
like, dude, Craig was there for it. And he was dying laughing because he was like,
I love that.
It was so, because like in Soupy, like Mitchell and I'll help the 250 guys like constantly. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we just see it differently because we've been around for so long.
Yeah.
And even me to Mitchell sometimes, like I've just done it longer than he has. But yeah, like, oh man, I wasn't mad. I was just like, do I suck that bad? But I think Mitchell
I could have been there for that. I would have. Oh man, would have made my dad.
I think Mitchell was just fucking delusional.
I love Mitchell so much more for that, dude. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get into all that stuff, dude. It's gonna be super fun as the season breaks down. We get all these cool stories and all these cool races and stuff. I'm excited for that one. It's cool to get your insight on boot camp and training. What's the process like? Because I don't think you and I have talked about this, but what's the process like for shaking down a new bike? I think you guys.
I hate new bikes. New bikes suck.
Really?
They're so stiff and uncomfortable. Like I like my cushy practice bike that's like flexes. So like I think I'm going down like just after Christmas, and it'll be the same bike that I'm currently on. Same everything. But I'll get on it and I'm gonna be like, this thing sucks. And because it doesn't flex, it doesn't move, and it takes 3 days of like actual riding to get it softer. And then I'll go and I'll get back on my practice bike and I'll be like, this thing sucks. And every time, dude, it and that's why like it takes a while. And here's the worst part about Julian is he sees things from like an engineering standpoint, right? And he's like, these two things are the same.
Yep.
And then he's never ridden Supercross, and he doesn't I don't think Julian understands feeling. Like he understands that we all have a feeling and we all have different feelings and this and that. Yeah. But like the number one thing with feeling is comfort and just getting that comfort.
Comfortability.
Yep. Yeah. And when you get on a stiff motorcycle, and some guys like stiff motorcycles, and that's fine because then they struggle when the motorcycle gets soft. But it's just a matter of opinion. But most guys like a broken in bike, you know, that's why they're comfy on their practice bikes. And there's been so many times where I'm like, just let me race my practice bike. Like I think was it last year? couple years ago. I don't know. I raced my practice bike for the first like 3 races because I didn't have my race bike frame before the season. And I was like, just switch it out. I was like, I'll ride the stock motor, whatever, this and that. And it's sometimes the things you gain in comfort is outweighs the things you lose from having like a more used motorcycle.
Gotcha.
So I don't really remember where I was going with this, but I think you asked me about shaking out a new bike.
Yeah.
So
because
you
just
deal with it.
You guys are on Cowies.
Just fucking deal with it
pretty religiously. Yeah. So I'm curious, like, do you notice a big difference, which you just said you kind of do, versus not? But like, how's that work with your practice bike and your race bike? Like, do you make sure that they're both the same year, same head to toe parts, or is your race bike that much different than your practice bike? Is your practice bike 25 while you're racing 26? Like, what's that look like?
I don't even know what year my practice bike is, to be honest with you. I mean, they're not going to put me on different like model, like if the frame changes, but I mean, we changed so much stuff that like it wouldn't really matter. Like by the time we're done with it, you don't really even know if it's a 26 yet, because none of that crap matters. I was really excited the other day. I got a kill switch. That's just a kill switch. So it's just a little red button. Have you seen the kill switches on the Cowies?
No, I haven't seen the Cowies.
They're like these giant computers that have like 3 lights and like 3 buttons. And we didn't use any of them, but we couldn't get a button, just a button. Yeah. So it went from, no joke, like it was probably that big before, and now it's that big.
Jeez.
We had an expensive surgery.
A little bit of a facelift. That's kind of cool though. Do you ever touch a stock bike? Like when you get like your new bikes, do you ever just ride it stock, or do you immediately go through, I need all my Cade Clason parts to make it work?
I mean, I'll almost always put my bars on it. But yeah, I mean, I'll ride it stock if I have to. I think I raced a stock bike at Anaheim one year.
How'd that feel compared to your other bike?
That might have been the year I beat Hunter in the LCQ.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was actually. I think that was also the year I was on my practice bike. Because that was the year everything changed. And that's right. Because the year before I was on MDK, or not the year before, but I was on MDK for Worlds. And then when I started riding the Cowie in like December, we just still didn't have any parts. So I just rode a stock bike, went to California. They gave us a head and stuff like 2 days before A1. And I was like, nope, just leave it the way it is. Yeah. Like, I'll ride that shit next week. And wow. Yeah. So that happens all the time, and I like Yoder and them had that issue last year where something changed. I think the motor changed and they were waiting on heads, and he tested a couple, but he couldn't have one for his practice bike. So he was just practicing on a stock bike. And then it was like the week of A1 and he finally got a motor, and then he had to, deal with that. So.
Wow. Yeah. I'm assuming for you guys, like, it's a pretty noticeable difference, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah. If I change my sag by like 2 mil, like it's a huge difference.
Yeah. You guys have really good, like, fine feel for, I remember, I was talking to Jimmy D one year, cause he's out from.
Whoa. Did you hear that?
No. What happened?
Dude, it was like something just exploded outside my house.
Oh, geez, dude. They're coming for you.
Did I jump?
No, I just saw your head, like,
that
skip to attention.
I hope my dog wasn't outside. She will lose her mind.
Yeah, God bless. I'm going to see her run through the wall or something, dude, trying to get back to you.
Sorry.
I was talking to Jimmy one year about, like, I think maybe his Geico Honda days where, like, he would change, like, foot peg height. Like, he'd, like, a millimeter. And he was like, dude, it made all the difference in the world to me. And I'm like, man, like, that's crazy. I know, on my day job, when we do things like updating parts, whatever, it's like, yeah, a millimeter, we notice it. But I'm like, man, it's crazy. Like, riders have such fine feel. And when I was developing suspension, the Showa engineers, dude, they were telling me the training they have to go through to be able to understand what the pro riders need. and they were saying like, yeah, we can feel the difference in durometer, which is like basically the squishiness of fork seals. Like we can tell you like which fork seal it is by the amount of stiction we feel with this, like with the sliders going up and down. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. There's no way.
That would be really tough
for 100 years.
Because if you put two sets of forks, right? And you say they're built the same. I didn't know this, but I was like talking to a suspension guy one day, and he was like, it's almost impossible to build two different sets of forks identical because like how the parts are, like just like how much flex they have, like it's really difficult to build two totally different sets of forks with different time on them to get them to feel the same. So like that test would be so hard to replicate. You know what I mean? And you'd have to do it instantly back to back. So you'd have to have two sets of forks. Like you couldn't wait 45 minutes for them to change fork seals.
Nope.
So that would be tough.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, dude. Like I thought I got a pretty fine-tuned ass. I can't do fork seals, dude. Cannot feel fork seal differences.
The other thing is like everyone feels different things. Like I don't really like the clutch on the Cowie, like the feel of the clutch pull. I hate it. It's just like how it feels. Like it feels super dead when you pull it in. Where like other guys like it, and other guys, like a lot of guys actually put like a Honda clutch caliper on it. Like it's weird.
Yeah, that's interesting. I did hear that Honda brakes, like a lot of guys opt to go for that master cylinder setup. They like
the brakes are really good too.
Yeah. So. That's crazy. What's been, because I'm just curious, what's been your favorite part of this off season so far?
Honestly, like, okay, I'll say this because I haven't been down with the team, but like I've been training at club, and working with Chad has been really interesting. At first, I really didn't like it. He was kind of like super arrogant and kind of an asshole. And I was like, this is going to be a long 2 months. And then I don't know if somebody talked to him or like he just warmed up to all of us, but we like actually started to like get along, and he was like sympathetic to the fact that we're not as fucking good as he is. And we actually like started making progress. So that's been cool. Just having like a different outlook on stuff. Like Brandon's still there, but now we've got Chad, and just grinding in it from a different aspect, I guess.
What's been like some cool parts about like what Chad has told you, like coming from literally one of the Mount Rushmores of the sport, like hearing Supercross through his lens? What's been some of like the eye-opening things that he shared with you, and what are some things that you're like, dude, I absolutely hated working with this dude because of this in the beginning?
At first it was just like his attitude, like nothing was good enough, and from like the track to like how we were riding, and it was just like shit on everybody at every second of the day, and I was just like, this is not gonna go well. Like I was not having fun. But the best part is, I think, probably just his attitude of like wanting to make all of us the best version of ourselves. Like he has a lot of insight. A lot of it isn't stuff that I don't know. It's just having someone there to remind me like, hey, you're still clipping this double, and he will not like let me forget it. And that's fine, because like we get lazy, we get complacent while we ride sometimes, and you just like become okay clipping this jump. And he won't let me live it down sometimes. So probably something like that. Like he's been pushing me to like another level that I feel like, at least another level of what I am right now. I don't know if I'm riding the best I ever have right now, but I'm definitely like pushing through some shit that I've never pushed through.
Okay.
So interesting. That's pretty cool. I'm cool with that.
Dude, I'd be so nervous if Chad Reed had to watch and critique my riding.
Bro, you know what's crazy? On my birthday, he was the first one at club to wish me happy birthday. I was like, some of my best friends are here, and how the freak did you know it was my birthday? And
that's cool.
He like didn't tell me how he knew that. He's like, hey, today's your birthday? And in front of everyone, I'm like, yeah. He goes, happy birthday. And then it just starts the whole thing. Like, and I'm like, bro, I didn't want to make it a whole thing. Like, I'm old. Like, it don't matter. And I'm like more or less just curious, like how you knew that. But yeah, that was cool.
Dude, if Chad
And
Reed remembers my birthday, I'm quitting everything, dude. You can kiss this pod goodbye. I'm quitting my job and be like, all right, dude, I can die happy now. Chad Reed knows my birthday.
So the podcast is going to take off now?
There we go. Oh gosh. No, that's super cool, dude. You know, it's funny. He tries to play it like he's a cool guy, but AJ low key freaks out whenever like Chad Reed's around or somebody like prolific like that. We were in Tampa one year and Chad Reed walked with him in the tunnel and said like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And they're just spitballing about rhythm line or something. And he walks away and AJ goes, "Oh my God, that was Chad Reed. Did you get on camera?" I'm like, dude, relax. Calm down, dude. But it's funny because AJ is Mr. Cool Guy, dude. AJ is Mr. Nothing phases me. I'm all good. And that was a really cool like moment where I was like, all right, dude, he is a normal guy still. So yeah, the crack.
AJ's a nerd. I'm not gonna let him live that down. AJ may have this like huge persona around him. I ain't gonna. Yeah. I'm still like him and Buffus in a beat up old camper at club.
Oh, dude, back in the day. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
What was the shaggin' wagon thing he used to drive?
Oh, the litter box.
The litter box.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how our dads became buddies, because they both had creepy stalker vans, and when we were on minis, and like they bonded over their super weird, beat up, gross vans.
Yeah.
Such a weird deal. Yeah, dude, I'm excited to see how this whole thing shakes out for you when it comes to boot camp and seeing the new Cade that however many % better and come out kicking ass for A1.
A1's gonna be gnarly. There's gonna be so many fucking fast dudes there.
Do you get nervous?
Oh, only when I'm gonna get my absolute teeth kicked in. I don't get nervous for A1 though, dude. I get really excited. I love showing up and riding a new track. Like it's like one of my favorite things. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't get worried about it. But hey, I was just thinking about this. Did you, when we did the intro, did you even say the name of the podcast?
Oh, dude, no.
I don't think you did.
We did. We'll have a title card that says something, but yeah. Why don't you go ahead and break it to the people what the name is? You don't want to? Like, what are we doing, dude? It's a standoff?
Yeah, it's a standoff. Oh my God. I can't believe we did that. I can't believe you did that. I told you, I was like, oh, Dave, you do the intro because you're so much better at that stuff than I am.
Dude, it escaped my mind, dude. I was just so happy to talk to my buddy about some cool dirt bike stuff that I forgot to mention the name of the pod.
Unbelievable. Should we just refilm that part?
We're good.
Okay. Inside the rig, the Team Unfiltered.
There we go. There's going to be a title card and description and stuff like that, so people will know. But yes, inside the rig.
And at some point, there's going to be a song.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Like an intro thing. You know what I mean?
Something cool. Cade's really into underground, like just really raw hip hop. So that's what we're going to sneak in there. A little bit of Ice Spice maybe in the background for vocals. Just some real good twerk music is what Cade really likes. So you'll start to hear that kind of sprinkled throughout. Maybe a little bit of 1970s German underground disco. Depends on how he's feeling that day.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Cade's favorite, you know?
Yeah, either way. All right. Well, we're hoping to record with Craig later this week.
Yep.
I don't know when you're going to post this.
This will go out very soon.
Okay, cool. So. Sweet. So if you're listening to this, it's on its way to you. I guess if you're listening to this, it's already to you.
Yeah, you guys will see it. But make sure you guys
fucking dumb.
Make sure you guys follow along with Cade and myself this for this whole entire season. We're gonna do this just about every single week. We're excited. It's gonna be completely different than what you're expecting from a moto pod. You're gonna get some real behind the scenes, real unfiltered, just like the name looks, inside of a professional supercross race team. Cade is a veteran in the sport. He knows his stuff, and I'm just excited to just dig into it with all the rest of you guys. Don't forget to check out Partzilla.com. Those guys are the ones that keep us supported. And if you guys want to hang out with this guy at the races, if Cade is your dream rider to hang out with, check out thecollectivexp.com, where we're going to feature Cade as one of the guys you can be an intern for, hang out with, and really learn the inside ropes of what it takes to have a gig in this industry. Cade's been a part of the program for years. We love it, and we have fun, and proceeds go to this guy's pockets. So keep Cade, eating and cereal in his belly. We're going to keep doing that. But make sure you guys follow along. Send us your comments, DM myself or Cade if you have questions for us on the next one. We're also going to tag a bunch of the team sponsors below in the descriptions if you guys are watching this. So we're excited. Tag along, support it. If you're a fan of Cade's or Supercross in general, you're going to absolutely love this. Cade's got insights for days, and we're going to have so much fun. We want you to be along there for the ride with us. Cade, I'm stoked, dude. It's going to be good.
Let's do it. Double D. We're in it.
We're in it, man. All right, guys, that is it for this one. Join us on the next one.